Yay! We are live! Happy Goddess Temple Sunday. I'm Abiola, founder of womanifesting.com and the Spiritpreneur Guru Academy. This is your 20-minute blast of inspiration, motivation, and transformation to set your week off right. Today, we are talking about the power of the tongue, the words that we speak in our lives, that we have the power to bless our lives or curse our lives, and which ones are we doing? So, this is a conversation that has been a long time coming. I'm about to get into it. Hey, Goddess Jess and Goddess Shanice and Goddess Damali, welcome, welcome, welcome. And if you're watching this on the replay and you want to come play with us live, we're live Sunday mornings, 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on Facebook and Instagram with a replay afterward on YouTube. Oh no, Goddess Jess says something is loud in the background. Thank you for telling me that, Goddess Jess. I'm wondering if it has something to do with the microphone. Oh no. What do I do? Let's see. Goddess Jess, let me know. Is it like you cannot hear me? Is it unhearable? Facebook people, let me know if you can hear me well, because Goddess Jess just let me know on Instagram that there's something really, really loud happening in the background. Facebook, let me know. Can you hear me? Hello, Goddess Kim Renee. Hello, Goddess Melissa. Hello, Goddess Allison. Okay, so Goddess Damali says, sounds fine here. Goddess Jess said, is it a fan? No, it's not. I have my diva light going, and I have my laptop on and my phone, and that's it. Okay, so someone says it's just feedback. Sounds fine to the people on Facebook. So if you're on a platform that's not working out, head over to Facebook. All right, my loves. Hello, Goddess Tiffany. Let's get this party started off right. We are going to be talking about the power to speak blessings or curses over your life. And let's go with Goddess Allison, Coach Roz. I saw you in the room first, my beautiful sister. I would love for you to pull a number. Give us a number between 1 and 11. We're going to be pulling from the Womanifesting card deck, which you can find at womanifesting.cards, womanifesting.cards, the Womanifesting card deck. All right, a number between 1 and 11. Goddess Shanita says, happy Sunday, goddesses. She says she's passing around the celery, lemon, and ginger and apple juice. Ooh, that sounds good. Let me take a sip of that, goddess. Yes, it tastes good, Goddess Shanita. So Goddess Allison, aka Coach Roz, who is the starting over at 40 coach for women. If you need a restart in your life, starting over at 40, find Allison K Rozelle, Coach Roz, or let me know and I will let you know how to find her. She pulled number 7 from the Womanifesting card deck. So let's shuffle and see what we get. All right, our intention is on the words that we want to speak into our lives, how we want to command our lives with the power of the tongue. That is our intention. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay. All right. So, oh my goodness. So this is the same exact card. Same exact card that Goddess Neith pulled for us last Sunday, which is the Goddess Venus. Now, it's so interesting because in the whole past 3 years since I've birthed these cards, I never pull the Goddess Venus. And for her to be pulled twice in 2 Sundays is really interesting, especially because we said, what do we want to speak over our lives? And Venus is the goddess of what? Love. 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 How magical and incredible. So the affirmation on this card says, I am a creative genius and co-creator with the divine. I am a creative genius. Everybody affirm that. I'm a creative genius and co-creator with the divine. Yes. Thank you, Goddess Shana. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. That is a beautiful affirmation. And there was also a card that I saw that was in the wrong way. Okay, here, this one. So let's see what this card is. And this is the goddess Juno. Really interesting. Like, I never ever pull these beautiful European goddesses, and now they are like popping out of the deck like, kaboom, here I am. And goddess Juno is the goddess of vulnerability. Vulnerability. And the affirmation is, I am strong enough to open my heart, to be myself, and to express my raw emotions. That is so relevant for this conversation. And after we do gratitude, I'm going to break it down for you. Yes, I'm going to read that again. I'm strong enough to open my heart, be myself, and express my raw emotions. I will post these in our Spiritpreneur Facebook group at imanifestmagic.com. If you're not already in the Facebook group, come join us over there. But first, of course, let us begin with gratitude, how we begin this beautiful sisterhood every Sunday and every day of our lives. Take a deep breath and feel this beautiful global sisterhood stretched around the globe as we're holding hands with our sisters to the right and to the left of us. And we begin with, Mother, Father, God, thank you so much for blessing us with the incredible, incredible gift and blessing of another day on this beautiful planet. Thank you so much for bringing us together in sistership and reminding us that we are not alone on this amazing journey. We are so very, very grateful that we are able to come together in your beautiful, healing, loving energy and name to express our joy, to express our fears, to express whatever it is that we're feeling and be able to lay it on the ground and be open and honest and vulnerable. Thank you for giving us the strength to know that you have not given us anything that we cannot handle, and for allowing us to be unmistakably, unconditionally who we were born to be. I ask you to guide my words and guide my actions as I'm led to share in this beautiful circle. And I ask, where would you have me go? What would you have me do? What would you have me say? And to whom? In your name we celebrate. Amen. Ashe. And so it is. Yes, 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 yes. And so we receive that beautiful, beautiful joy and beautiful, beautiful energy as we begin Goddess Temple Sunday. All right, my loves. So today we are talking about the power of the word, the words that we speak over our lives, the words that we speak over everything that we are birthing into the world. Now, this is a really, really important conversation for us, healers, teachers, coaches, givers, empaths as a community, because, there's so much, I know that for me that, when I first, many years ago started doing personal development work, like many of us, I started to read all of these books and learn about the power of language, and actually became afraid of my language and afraid of the words that I speak, and was terrified of manifesting something that I didn't want, and was ever vigilant about, my language and my feelings and all of that. And then when I came into a deeper understanding and realized that, I didn't know how to feel my feelings. And this is from something from, just the way that I was raised, many of us were raised to kind of dismiss our feelings, like, oh, don't worry about it. You're not feeling bad. You're not feeling, you're fine. You'll be okay. Drink some water and take your bed or whatever it is, or suck it up, or, it's all right. You're strong. We're strong. You're a strong Black woman. We don't feel anything. All of those things that rob us, of our very humanity, whatever your culture or your background is. And, all of the addictions, for example, that we experience in our society, that's why we have more addictions than ever, are means for us to be able to numb or avoid or pass over the things that we are feeling. And so I had to go through, a process of just learning to feel my feelings and learning to know, oh, I'm sad, and it's okay to be sad, or, oh, I'm angry, and it is okay for me to feel angry. It's not only okay, but it is natural, and it is human, and all of those things. And so because I had mixed together, and maybe you've done this as well, because I had mixed together, the ideas of, what am I feeling, and the idea of negative feelings with negative words, kind of threw the whole thing out, threw the baby out with the bathwater, which is a terrible expression, by the way. Right? But I had, like many of us, mixed together the idea of, okay, I've got to avoid all of these negative feelings. And so then I'm avoiding all of these negative words. And when I gave myself permission to feel exactly what it is that I feel, then I tossed out the focus on speaking positive words. And so I want to bring this back and separate it and say that these are really two different things. That you have the ability, the capacity, and the absolute right as a human being, as a spiritual being having a human experience, to feel what you're feeling, to feel pissed off, to feel gratitude, to feel happy and exuberant, to feel pleasurable, to feel disgust. You have the right to feel all of the things that you're feeling and to allow yourself to be able to feel all of that, whatever it is. That is your sacred human right. And trying to avoid that or shut it up or shut it down leads to unhealthy issues within our brains, within our bodies, within our lives. On the other hand, it is a gift to learn to speak the power of blessings over our lives. Every single religion or spiritual belief begins with life being spoken. Life being spoken, the power of the tongue having the power of creation. And it is exactly so in our lives. In our lives, like they say, whether you think you can or think you can't, you're exactly right. And so being vigilant about your language that you speak over your life and the language that you speak over the lives of others around you is very different than policing your thoughts and your feelings. Do you understand that? Let me know if you are understanding what I'm saying. Yes, Goddess Artista says, I was taught that strength comes from suppression of emotions. Yes, I was too. Many of us were. But it's a very, very different thing. And I want to clarify this because I noticed recently in my life that, the words that I was speaking were not in alignment with the path that I'm wanting to travel down. And so because, we get a little bit conflummoxed when we say positive and negative, positive words and negative words, we get it all confused. We're going to shift and we're going to say, healing words and hostile words. Put that in the comments. Healing words versus hostile words. Healing words, yes, Goddess Jess, every word we speak is a spell. And I talk about that in a whole chapter in my last book, in the Sacred Bombshell Handbook of Self-Love, that the words that we speak cast spells, every word over our lives. And so they're words that have the power to bless and words that have the power to curse. Yes, Goddess Aurora says, I get it. Goddess Elisa says, yes, feelings and thoughts are two different things. Yes, Goddess Kim Renee, absolutely, absolutely. And so being then purposeful and intentional about the words that we speak. This is not just mumbo jumbo. This is, I love when science catches up with spirituality, and science is catching up with spirituality. There's a powerful and a beautiful book named Words Can Change Your Brain that talks about scientifically how healing words shift our brains. This is, you have the power to remake your brain, to recreate your brain to be for you, to recreate your brain to be moving toward all of the things that you're wanting, rather than having a brain that feels so often like it's moving against you. So I'm going to break down 5 things that we can do, 5 things that we can do to speak healing in our lives, to speak creation, right? That's another way to think about it. Creation or destruction. Are you speaking creation or are you speaking destruction? A few years ago, I did a negative, I think it was called a negative thought fast or negative words fast or something like that, where you had to speak positivity for 7 days. And in any time that you did it, you had to start over the 7 days. I think it probably took me like, I don't know, 200 days myself to get through it because I kept having to start over. And so again, you know, this is something that is, you know, scientifically, we know that we can shift our brains. There's the famous water experiment, which I'm going to talk about a little bit later, that the words that we speak over everything create or destroy. So number 1, be aware, because a lot of times, if you're not aware of it, and we think that, you know, we're aware of it, but a lot of times we're just not. Be aware of the words that you speak. Are you using iffy language? For example, you know, when I talk to the beautiful goddesses in the Spiritpreneur Guru Academy, using iffy language over your creations. If I get this course off the ground, if I'm able to get clients, if I'm able to find anybody that's interested in that. No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. When I launch this amazing course, and when it attracts the perfect soulmate clients that are waiting for it, and when it is popular and exciting and people want to be a part of it, and when I'm on those stages or writing my books or whatever it is that you're wanting to be doing, when instead of if. So be aware, again, be aware of the language that you're speaking. You may want to just keep a little diary for, 48 hours and just write down some of the words and phrases that you're speaking. Yes, when, Goddess Shana, the book is named Words Can Change Your Brain. All right, number 2, bullying yourself. No more bullying yourself. In the Sacred Bombshell Handbook of Self-Love, I call this, dealing with our inner bully. No more with the bullying ourselves. And most of us are not aware of we're doing it. Are you saying to yourself like, oh my God, I'm so lazy, or oh my God, I can't believe that I put that off again. I'm such a loser. Oh my God, I'm so stupid. I hear so many people saying these things to themselves under their breath. And if this is the stuff that you're saying out loud, what are you saying to yourself in your secret, most sacred, intimate corner, in your secret, most vulnerable moments with just you with you? What are the words that you're saying to yourself? Are you using language to bully yourself? The words that we're speaking, oftentimes, that track that's running in the back of our heads, that tape that is playing when you don't, do something that you say you're going to do, or you feel, bad or stupid or ugly or fat or whatever it is. Those words that are playing in the background are playing way more than we're aware of them. If you're aware of them 10%, then they're playing 90%. Okay. And, moms, be aware, and dads or whoever's watching, of the language that we're speaking to our children, because that becomes their inner voice. Oh, think about that. That becomes that inner track that they're playing over and over in their minds, and that's part of the reason, why my family like that, we created the song and we sing it to my beautiful niece, Ava. Ava is smart. Ava is beautiful, because I want those words to come to her in those moments where, as an adult, as an adolescent, as a preteen, all of those things, where the moments would come up where you feel like, oh, I'm so stupid, to that track to come, that inner track to come. And now we get to reparent ourselves. So what's the track that you're creating in your brain? What are the mantras that you're using in your life? Imagine if every word you spoke was a mantra, because it is. So no more using language to bully ourselves. And that brings me to number 3, something that we as women do all the time. I know that I'm very guilty of it. The self-deprecation, self-deprecating jokes or humor, the little things that we say to belittle ourselves, to be acceptable to others, the little ways that we pick apart at ourselves on a daily basis. Oh, your dress looks great. Oh, this is old. I pulled it out of the wash. Or, oh, your hair looks good. Oh, it's dirty, or it's whatever. Like, we do that all the time. That when, that we, instead of, lifting ourselves up, bring ourselves down with our language, again, to be acceptable, to make others feel comfortable, to make ourselves feel comfortable, because we feel uncomfortable with our own greatness and light and magnificence. So start to express yourself and your life rather than through the lens of self-deprecation, through the lens of self-elevation. And if you don't know what to say, just say thank you. Thank you. Say thank you. It becomes a new muscle, a new way to move in the world. Number 4, speak life over your life. Speak life over your life. So, for example, I noticed, the other day when I was at the kickboxing gym, I've noticed yesterday when I was in yoga, for example, and, my yoga teacher was saying, come on, like move your leg like this. And I was like, I'm just not that flexible. And then when the teacher helped me, I was able to do it. And so, you may need to start slow and say, well, I'm not that flexible yet, add on a yet to it, right? Or something like that to help you to move in that direction. Or I haven't been that flexible in the past, but that's why I'm here and I will get there, right? Or are you saying things like, I just can't do that. I just can't do that. It's just not, I can't do it. Well, then you're right. You can't do it. So what words? Speak love over your life and speak life over your life. Every time you pass a mirror, be like, "Ooh, hey, gorgeous," rather than looking at the things that are wrong for you and wrong in your life. Number 5, speaking love and speaking life over others. If it is true for one, it is true for all. Yes. So speaking gratitude and love and life around the people that are around us. And part of that, is, maybe, trying to move away from, the pervasive gossip and the ways that we would rip other people apart and rip other people down. Again, retraining our minds and retraining our brain. Coach Roz says, I used to make jokes about my weight so that I could beat someone to the punch. Yes, a lot of times that's what we're doing, beating somebody to the punch of bringing it up or whatever. I've learned not to do that anymore. It's still a struggle, but it's getting better. Yes, absolutely. I've done that as well. I was the other day in the kickboxing studio, and when I walked in, one of the kickboxing teachers said, "Hey, Abiola, how you doing today?" And I said, "Fat." I said, "The scale went up. I'm here and I'm gaining weight. Like, what's up with that?" And then my teacher said, "Because muscle weighs more than fat, right?" And I was like, yeah, yes, it does. Right? Like, seriously, the words that we are speaking, speak love and gratitude, not only over ourselves, but over the people in our lives. You know, the water experiment that I was sharing about before, if you're not familiar with it, Dr. Emoto, I think is his name, a scientist who did this experiment with using words around the ways that water crystallizes. And he did the same experiment with rice that people are less familiar with. And people have recreated this for science fairs. It's very interesting. So what they've done is take various, pots of rice that are growing and speaking love and positive words, healing words versus hostile words over the rice. And so when you speak the healing words, you're beautiful, you're incredible, you're magical. Oh, I can't wait to see what you're going to do. Rather than the words that tear down, the rice grew faster, was more, one of the studies I read said that it was more aromatic, it smelled better, it tasted better. And so what does that mean for us? What does that mean for us? Goddess Anita says, as a teen, I remember calling myself ugly before giving a boy a chance to say it. He checked me and said, stop. Yes, stop. What are the words that we're speaking over the lives of other people? The lives of other people. They've also done experiments where they show you speaking words over the people that you work with. So if you're coming home every day, you're going, that guy such and such is a real a-hole versus, and they may be, thinking about like, okay, such and such, is just, has some personal issues that they have to deal with. And unfortunately, they're here at the job with me, languaging it down and getting it to a place where it's like, okay, such and such has their issues. That the person then, they shifted the way that the person was reacting to them within 30 days. Within 30 days. I actually saw this with someone who was working for me, one of my former assistants, that I was feeling like, okay, I got to fire this person. I got to get rid of this person. And, I was honestly like in my head, not to them ever, but calling them names like, oh my gosh, like, why can't they get this? This is very simple. And I did the experiment of just shifting the language and ended up not having to get rid of them, because language is intention and was the energy that I was bringing to them. And rather than bringing like, oh my God, like, why can't you get this? This is simple. Coming with patience, like, okay, maybe I haven't explained it right. Maybe if I just come at them with this energy, because when people work for us, it's the same as our children. We've got to parent people differently. We've got to, be the boss differently to different people. It shifted everything. So yes, the language that we choose, rather than just thinking positive and negative, which may affect, the way that you're policing your feelings, which we don't want to do. Healing language versus hostile language. Like I said, the power of the tongue. Are you speaking life and creation, or are you speaking death and destruction? All right, so let me know if you are receiving that today. This week, your homework is to just start with awareness. Being aware of the words that you are speaking over your life, over the things that you're wanting to create. Are you saying, if I could, or would, or when I? Are you saying I can't do that? Or, or are you saying I can and I will, I just don't have the information and I'm going to get it? Yes? Yes. Goddess Dawn says there are great videos on YouTube about the rice experiment. So definitely check that out. And those are beautiful words to close with. Goddess Melissa says, be the change that you want to see. Yes, Goddess Anisha, language can be a tool of life or a tool of death. Always, always choose life. And I also want to share with you, for everyone who has been eagerly anticipating and waiting for an announcement about the retreat 2019, it is coming. It is on its way. I'll be able to let you know soon, definitely before Valentine's Day. Yes! Coach Kaylin says receive. Goddess Kim Renee says receive. Goddess Allison Muhammad says yes, received. And so does Goddess Tiffany and Goddess Artista. Oh my goodness. All right, so I'm about to go kickboxing, speaking life into my kickboxing practice, because I am fit, I am healthy, I am strong, I am beautiful, and so are you. You are enough. You are capable. You are incredible. You are magnificent. You are beautiful. You are powerful beyond measure. You've already done incredible things in your life, and I can't wait to see what you do next. Thank you for joining me today for our frequency raising, vibration raising circle, goddesses. I will see you during the week. Congratulations to all of the new Spiritpreneur Guru Academy goddesses. If you haven't already joined us in the Facebook group, the VIP group, come on over. The water's fine. Be seen, be heard, be a movement. Namaste, goddesses. Challenge yourself. How many times and how many ways today can you speak life over yourself and speak life over others? Yes, yes. Speak life. Choose life.